What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of GG Gaming. I am your host and player one, Andrew, and with me is my co-host and player two, Alpha Stoutland.
What's up, guys? Alpha Stoutland here.
Alrighty. So, what have you been up to? I don't really know. With all the Smash hype slowing down, it's like, what you been up to? I don't know.
I know, yeah, it's been kind of quiet. I did take a break over the weekend. I just had a busy weekend, so I didn't really work on any videos. I am currently working on one that hopefully will be up this week about my DLC predictions and discussion about that. And I have another video planned for this week, hopefully in the next week or so. There was a little debacle over this last week that involved some trolls on the Shantae Discord. I will explain everything in the video. Everybody's been asking, like, dude, what the heck happened? But I will explain everything in a video. Don't worry. The other two guys, Jake and Miguel, that were also trolled, wanted to join the video with me. I asked them to join me. And so they weren't able to make it Monday night, yesterday, when I was going to record with them. And plus I was tied up yesterday anyway, so we'll do that next Monday. But that's what I have planned. I've got a lot in the works, but at the same time, I'm trying to slow my, bring the cream to the top of my priority list for videos before the year ends. So I'm going to really try and narrow it down to the nitty gritty and the stuff that I really want to do. I know there's a lot of people have been asking me to do, so I'm just trying to prioritize that. And as far as like new games and stuff, I haven't really played anything. We'll talk about that in a minute because Black Friday is coming up, but we'll talk about that in a minute because I'm sure after Black Friday I'll have some games to talk about. So really nothing new on my end, just, work and life. So That's it for now.
Oh, I forgot to say today is Tuesday. Tuesday, November 13th, 2018. But yeah, so that means we do have one more week before Black Friday. So as it gets closer to Black Friday, there might be more deals that we can discuss. But you had mentioned to me some deals you found, and I feel like we need to go over some of that list.
There's some good games. There's some very good games.
Some games that I want to play that I didn't necessarily want to shell out too much money for. And with the decrease in that price, I just might get it. But yeah, have you really haven't been playing any games, I guess?
I have not. I touched Pokemon a little bit. I finally got around to receiving like half of the legendaries on the backlog. I finally sat down and just received about 7 legendaries. Finally got the shiny Zygarde received. Nice. The very first one was Adamant, so that was pretty sick. So I went ahead and saved that.
I actually did that the other day as well.
Yeah, I've been putting it off. I'm like, I've got to get these guys. So,
yeah, not as big of a backlog as 7, but I
had all 12.
Oh God.
Yeah, I got Yveltal. Who else? Entei. I've got Ho-Oh, not Ho-Oh. Lugia and Kyogre are waiting on me. Shiny Poipole. I just got all 3 hidden ability starters from Pokemon Bank, so that's pretty awesome. And so I will be breeding those to get hopefully a shiny Intimidate Incineroar and a shiny Long Reach Decidueye. So, because those shinies are beautiful. They're awesome.
I just picked up the card for the Lugia and Ho-Oh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I picked that up. I just didn't put them in yet. So
yeah, I'm like, I need to get these things now. So
my 3DS, there's something, and there must be a problem with the battery because it'll be fully charged and then it'll only last for maybe like 15 minutes.
Wow.
And so I'm like, I don't even think it's under warranty anymore at this point. So it's like, do I want to buy a new battery or buy a new 3DS?
Yeah.
And it's like, I haven't really been playing it anyway. But I do have at least one game on there that I haven't even started yet that I want to play. I've been meaning to get around to checking out what's something Perfect Chronology, Radiant Historia, Perfect Chronology, because it seemed like a cool game, but I've never played it before. And then the newest one on the 3DS, I believe, is not like the ultimate version, like the version to play. So I've been meaning to check that out. I just have not yet. So I'm hoping it's good. It sounds good. And it just kind of, when I was reading the story, I don't know how similar or not it is, but it reminded me a lot of Chrono Trigger, and I love Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
So, I hope it's good. And what else have I been doing? Pokemon Go. I finally caught a Buizel, because now Buizel is available as a raid boss. What else did I get?
He's so cute. It's such a cool Pokemon.
I never really cared too much about it until I saw it and in Pokemon Go, and after seeing it again after so long, I was like, this thing is pretty neat.
Yeah, I always like Buizel and Floatzel. They're definitely underrated Gen 4 Pokemon, I'd say. I've always liked them ever since Ashes in the anime. They're just cool Pokemon.
So. I don't think I've ever used one, and now I'm like, now I want to try it out, but it's not going to be in Let's Go because that's all Gen 1. Speaking of Let's Go, I believe it broke street date in France, and people have already been leaking and hacking it. Also, I saw some pictures. I did see one picture of the player character walking around in just like the overworld, and there was a Dragonite and a Mewtwo on the screen, and obviously that's not something you would see in normal gameplay. So people have already been hacking this game. How? I don't even know how to hack. I mean, apparently you can hack a Switch. I don't know how, but that's just crazy. And Mewtwo's like really tall. Well, he is 7 feet, right? I think
he's like 6'7" or something. He's tall.
Yeah,
he's a big cat
like
fetus. Pretty much.
Cat fetus. Well, I see Mew more as the cat fetus, but yeah. What else did I get?
He's a purple Catman fetus. Kangaroo cat fetus. There we go.
Ew. I also finally got a shiny Magikarp that I evolved into a shiny Gyarados.
Sweet.
I've been playing on and off Sonic Forces Speed Battle on mobile.
Okay.
I know that we do have a question from El Omni Alpha, who asked us about mobile games, I believe. So I guess we can loop around and hit that again later at the end. But what else have I been playing? I can't really, have no idea. But I can say that despite Shantae not being in it, I'm still hyped for Smash.
Oh yes, it's such a good game. There's just so much it already has, and DLC is just gonna make that hopefully better. Hopefully better.
Hopefully.
The rumors we've heard from the leakers, it's not looking pretty, but maybe if they screw it up the first time, Nintendo does a wave 2 with all fan service. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm really curious how they're gonna approach that, because we've got the Fighters Pass that's gonna last until February 2020. So that's a little more than 2 years, or that technically is 2 years from the Piranha plan being released. So they're giving themselves 2 years for development and release time of 5 characters. So I'm wondering, and I believe we touched on this last week, but with it being with still being early in the Switch's life cycle, I'm really wondering if they're gonna stop DLC after that, or if they're gonna maybe do a second wave.
I hope. I really do. It makes so much sense for them to.
And again, even if Shantae is nowhere to be seen, there's so much fun when it comes to seeing like who's gonna be in next, and it keeps the game. Yeah. Not that the game needs DLC to be alive, because it's such a game that just keeps giving, but it gives even more. And I feel like a spoiled brat who's complaining about this already perfect game. But it's like, I really wish there was just a little bit more, Yeah,
we have so much to start with, but yet it's just like, there's characters we still want. Like, you obviously want Banjo still. I want Shantae and Sora, and would love Master Chief
too.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But there's still characters we want. And so, yeah, I love the Inkling, King K. Rool, Mewtwo. All these new characters are in the game, and all these old veterans are coming back, but there's still just a little bit more that I want. So, but I cannot wait to play World of Light. Holy cow, it looks amazing.
It does look fun. It looks like a console version of a mobile game.
Yeah.
With the leveling up the spirits.
In a good way. In a good way.
I hope in a good way.
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, the main draw is the fighting, so the multiplayer. There was an interesting thing that I saw. What was it? I think it was Papagenos was talking about. I forgot who Vergiben said to pay attention to. I think his name was like Hitagi or something. But he was talking about characters that might or might not be in, and he was saying that Gino wasn't in, like he was like dismissing every character that people were saying pretty much. Yeah. So if that's true, then like who are these 5 gonna be? Or unless he's just, talking out of his ass or something. I really don't know. Like what? I don't know. See, I want to see Gino. I remember we discussed this. I don't know anything about Gino except from, just this hype cycle, and I want to see Gino now. He just seems like a cool character.
Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't for Sora, I would be all gung-ho for Gino, but I want Sora so much more than Gino. It's just personal bias and personal attachment to Sora well over Gino. I get the appeal. He's a great character, but I just feel like if Nintendo wants money, if Square wants money, and obviously if Disney's involved, they want money, and him being very, very relevant with Kingdom Hearts 3 at the coattails of the Smash Ultimate, it would make so much sense. And again, great moveset potential, really cool character, really popular, makes a lot of business sense. Gino would be a big fan service character, but my thoughts that he's going to be in the game are starting to waver very, very drastically. I really don't know. Especially with Nintendo at the helm.
See, that's what's got me curious. I have no idea what kind of approach Nintendo will be taking. Because, they could be going from an approach of, Sakurai was looking at the ballot, at least for a little bit, and they could be going from an approach of, okay, we can tackle the rest of the ballot, or some of the ballot, or at least big names from the ballot that might help support new games coming out.
They know who's popular. They know who we would gladly throw money at.
So, for example, let's say a new Paper Mario game was coming out, and Paper Mario was on that ballot. Then they would know, it would be in their favor to advertise Paper Mario by putting him in the game. So something like that. But I can also see them just putting in new characters as they come out within the next couple of years. Just
chilling it up and just putting their characters in there just to sell games. And I hope they don't do that because it's such a stupid business move. It's a smart business move, but it's such a stupid company move because it's no fan service at all. It's nothing but money involved, and I hope that Nintendo is smart enough to see that is the wrong way to go with Smash Ultimate, especially when we get characters like Ridley, King K. Rool, Simon Belmont, Isabelle, Inkling, and all these great iconic characters, and they're just going to throw in some random girl from a mobile game, Steve from Minecraft, and another Fire Emblem character.
Well, that guy did say that the negotiations with was it Grand Blue?
They may have fallen through.
They may or may not have went through, so he doesn't know, but I really hope
while we're on Hitagi, I do think he's kind of just piggybacking off of Vergiben. Vergiben is the only leaker that I have any stock in at all. And even Vergiben's still not sure if Steve's going to get in. And we've heard people have the same sources before, and one person's right and the other person is wrong. So, I still am questioning if Papageno's source is true or not. It's like someone's saying Steve, someone's saying Banjo, someone's saying Catalina, someone's saying there's so many people saying all this stuff, and the Grinch leak proved you can't just trust leaks lock, stock, and barrel. Because then you'll be setting yourself up for disappointment. So
what I'm wondering is if Papagenos' source, if they're in the know and Banjo-Kazooie might be a DLC character, and so when they saw the Grinch leak, to them it made sense, but they didn't know why Incineroar wasn't in, and obviously it's because the leak was fake, but perhaps Banjo-Kazooie may come in. I think there's a possibility that we'll see Banjo-Kazooie and Steve, but only one will be playable, and the other would be an assist or sticker or both. Maybe Mii costume. I think Steve works best as a Mii costume, though, honestly. And that's not to downplay him, even though we always do, but he really is an avatar, And
he's
so
the literal definition of an avatar. He's literally a blank slate, the blankest of blank slates. So
the Miis would work best,
yeah.
He would basically be a Mii, and you could give him the pickaxe or whatever for the
or just give him the diamond sword and his diamond armor on the Mii sword fighter. That'd be perfect.
There you go.
Yep, and if they wanted to do a Microsoft bundle, they could give us Banjo with the Minecraft stage, Creeper as an assist trophy, and music from a whole bunch of Microsoft games like, heck, Halo, Minecraft, Viva Pinata, Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, we could do a whole Microsoft Banjo DLC pack if they were doing specific theme packs.
You also have to wonder what exactly is the information that these sources have gotten. Did they see video of a playable Steve and misinterpret it as being playable when it was a Mii costume? Because maybe the costume itself looks exactly like Steve because it's just like a giant block.
True. Very true. Because all they could do is just give him Steve's head, keep the body the same, but then just give him Steve's block head with the diamond sword helmet. Yeah. So it would be true to him still. It wouldn't take up a character slot.
It would basically basically be like an alternate costume or an echo fighter of the Mii fighters themselves, in a sense.
True.
I could see that, and I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah, just as long as he doesn't take Banjo's spot, because Banjo deserves it. So,
well, if Banjo gets in and then we get a playable Steve, I'd be like, well, he still
took I could honestly see them both. I could see them both happening. Like, hey, you guys get Banjo, but let's put Steve in here too. And I mean, Steve does make sense. It's just he's the most boring, blankest of blank slates, and I don't think he fits in Smash. I mean, we have everybody compares him to Villager. Villager and him are not the same at all. Villager actually has facial expression and somewhat of a personality, and he's nothing like Steve. Plus, he actually looks like he fits Smash Bros. So, and he's a first party. A third party should be iconic and memorable and have a big personality, and that's why we want characters like Rayman, Sora, Shantae, Crash Bandicoot, and all these great gaming icons that aren't just a face of gaming. They have a great personality and moveset to go along with them. Steve might have great moveset potential, but he has no personality. So and they had to make a whole separate story mode and him be voiced by a YouTuber to give him a personality. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Plant.
Well, I mean, again, first party. It's a first party. Exceptions.
I am excited about using Piranha Plant because he does look fun. But it's just a shame that character-wise, there were so many characters that people were pushing for because there were so many characters, or at least a small. There has to be under 10 characters that were just highly requested. Like if you look at the tops on the Smash ballot, and it's like Sakurai. It's almost like Sakurai was thinking, "Well, I'm choosing this," so and it's not going to be any of those.
Like I said in my video, we went the entire game without that Sakurai pick. We got all the first parties, we got all the highly popular third parties, all the ballot picks, and all the echoes that were super easy. This was his chance to shine and be like, hey guys, I'm going to put this random character in here because I can. And I still love Piranha Plant because of that, because I love those characters like Wii Fit Trainer, Robin, Duck Hunt, that it's like, why are you in this game? But then they have great movesets. So I still don't mind Piranha Plant one bit.
He still does look fun. I do want to play as him.
Yep.
But it's just like, I don't know. I'm glad they didn't waste development time. But in the end, even though it's post-game, it's still development time being spent on something that's not a ballot pick.
Yeah.
But it does still seem like a fun character. It's just kind of like, I'm torn because it's so unique and different and WTF, and it's like, yeah, but there's all these characters that people actually want,
Which at the same time, there weren't really any WTF characters that people wanted for the ballot, so that I can really think of. Like, I could see, of all of them, like, that would make sense as, I guess, like, that character for, like, third parties or whatever would be Crash, because it's like his popularity has just now boomed because he just came back, and so everybody would be like, whoa, Crash is in here, when we're kind of expecting him now because people love him and he's back now. So I can't really think of any first parties that were like random picks that Sakurai would pick from the ballot, unless it was like maybe Lip or Arla or Arle or whatever her name is, or someone like that. Yeah, one of those characters.
Yeah, I know. Just there's just big ballot picks that I feel like would have been great, unless Nintendo is looking at it from a marketing perspective of people will spend money on these ballot picks as DLC.
That's what I'm hoping for, dude, because all the characters I've been talking about, all the characters that we have been talking about in this podcast, like Banjo, Shantae, Sora, Geno, Rayman, Crash, all these other, Dixie Kong, all these other characters people would gladly throw money at. And Nintendo knows that because of the data. It's just, will they do that, or will they shill their own characters that are coming out? Because, I mean, we already missed characters like Springman and Rex and Pyra. So it's just, it's weird. It's such a nerve-wracking time, because it's like, will Nintendo do the smart thing or the business thing? And I think business is smart, but at the same time, you have to remember your fans and not just middle finger them when it comes to wasting $25 on 5 characters nobody wants.
Well, there might actually be a different perspective on this. We're all thinking of it because of the timeline of our own perspective. We're seeing it from the perspective of Sakurai looked at the ballot and whatnot, and he made the roster, and then Nintendo gave him a list of characters at the end. Where, in reality, what it could be is that Sakurai and Nintendo created the roster at the same time, and perhaps they were going back and forth of who would work best as DLC, and in the end, Nintendo decided financially and marketably, I'm not sure of the word for that, but like perhaps they came down to a list of characters that would work best as DLC, and so they worked on other stuff for the roster, and then just was like, all right, these are going to be the DLC, and Sakurai was okay, yeah, you know, like so basically maybe they came up with it at the same time together, rather than Nintendo doing it afterwards.
True, very, very true. Because I mean, you think about it, we only got Simon as the like mainstay third party in the base roster, and then we got Richter and Ken as Echoes, which again, super easy and make a lot of sense. So we only really have like one, and then I guess you could count the Echoes. I'm just going to count them as 2 characters because they're both Echoes. We have technically 2 characters in the base roster that are third party, and so we've already seen in the other games we've got Pac-Man and Mega Man in the same roster, and then of course had 3 more added with DLC and Smash 3DS Wii U, had Snake and Sonic and Brawl when the third party started getting added. So we got 2, so I expect more third parties for DLC for sure, especially with the price tag being $5.99. So
yeah. So yeah, basically I'm just hoping that we all get what we want.
I know, and you can't please everybody, but man, there's, like you said, there's just so many characters that were big on the ballot that Nintendo would be insane not to give us, just for them to get their pockets filled, because I know as a Shantae and Sora fan, I would gladly dump money on them. $5 or $10, however much I mean, obviously they were like $50. I'd be like, no, okay, that's too much. But I would gladly throw $10 at both of them for a stage music and them as a character, because I enjoy those characters that much.
Well, who do you want more, Shantae or Sora?
They're literally neck and neck. If it wasn't for YouTube, I would say Sora hands down, but I want Shantae so bad now, not just for me, but for the fan base. And Sora is a more recent addition to like my likely. I've always loved Sora as a character, but it wasn't until recently I was like, wow, he actually has a chance. And Shantae just has always had that underdog chance. Sora is just like recently, like, holy crap, Sora might be in Smash, so I'm really on that Sora hype train too. But I would say they're literally tied. Like Shantae mostly for the fan base, and Sora more for me, but I still love Shantae as a character. It's just now I'm trying to temper myself and set my expectations low for especially her, because I already got let down one time, and I don't want to have that happen again. So I'm trying to keep my expectations low, but I'm still hoping that they both get in, because I would love them both so much, and they would be my mains for life if they got in. So.
Although I think that even with expectations low, we'll still get let down if she's not in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, With Smash aside, since there's nothing really else new about Smash to talk about, now it's just waiting for, what is it, 3-4 weeks now? 5 weeks?
Let me hold on. Let me pull my calendar.
I think 4.
So we got 1, 2. So it's 21, 24 days left. Holy cow.
Oh my gosh.
Time is ticking down, man.
Already.
While we're talking about Smash, let's talk about the awesome new trailer that came out, man.
Oh, yeah, that banner trailer. Actually, people have been making a meme out of it. We put in different music on it. I'm just waiting for the... Actually, I did see somebody put Shantae music on it, but I was looking for a different Shantae song. But I don't know. What do you think of that?
I love how they know us fans now. They're like, okay, the internet's going to go with this. Let's not put any music at all. And it's just free advertising for them. It's so brilliant. It's such a great trailer, and it's so brilliant. And that shows you and that's what gives me hope for DLC, because you see things like this, and Nintendo is like, it's smart on our part, but it also gives the fans some fun, and it gives us free advertising. But again, the fans are excited, and they're sharing this trailer because they love it. And so I hope that they see that the fans have so much sway on how Ultimate's going to succeed that, again, they add characters we want. But just the fact that they didn't add music because they knew we were going to put Don't Stop Me Now from Queen and all these other songs. And that song fits that trailer so perfectly. Have you seen that video?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, dude, I posted it on my Twitter. I linked it on my Twitter. It is absolutely perfect. It lines up it's so great. It's just, it's
so
great.
Are you saying you think that Nintendo didn't put music in that video for the purpose of other people doing it? You really think that they predicted that other people would put music in there?
I mean, they've done it. People have people took the World of Light trailer and ran with it for Avengers and stuff. So I feel like the marketing team was like, hey guys, don't put any music. Let the internet take care of that. So, and hey, it's less money they have to pay for like marketing and stuff. So I feel like they just let us do that for them.
I don't know. I do like how King K. Rool was just a moving JPEG.
I know, right?
It's like, really? I don't know if that. I mean, maybe if it was predicted or pre. I'm not sure what the word is, but if they did it on purpose, so knowing that people would take it and put music in the background, then that's a genius, because I don't know. Or
they were just trying to push it out quick and didn't even think to put music. Like, oh no, we forgot to put music. Just put it up. So
I also like the memes that came out of the World of Light trailer, the giant like laser things, and just people just throwing them at the end of videos.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. I love the Squidward one. He's like, don't they know I'm trying to spoil myself? And I love those random clips, and it's just like, oh great. It's great.
Oh man. Oh, this community is just loving the Smash.
Yes.
So anyway, with Smash aside, something else came out this week. I think it was yesterday or the day before, as of this recording. But it was the trailer for the new Pokémon Detective Pikachu movie.
Yes.
And that looks crazy.
I am so pleasantly surprised. I thought when I heard Ryan Reynolds was playing Pikachu, I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is going to be so bad now. And I saw that, and he said the whole, put down the stapler or I will electrocute you. And just the humor in those, and Mr. Mime literally being a mime and Pikachu jumping at him and having an invisible wall. Just all the little details. It was so perfect.
There was
Pikachu looks so adorable in that. Oh my goodness.
I'm just not sure how I feel about the excessive fur. I feel like maybe the hair should have been shorter. But aside from that, it just looks great. It looks amazing. Like, where was this movie when I was a kid?
I know, right?
But there are some little details that go towards the realistic side that I feel like maybe were unnecessary. For example, like the fur they made a bit thicker. I think that Pikachu should have had just like smaller fur not smaller, but like thinner, or what you would see on a short-haired dog, pretty much, you know? Okay. Almost like a texture, as opposed to a lot of fluff. I mean, he still looks great. I'm just saying, if they wanted to make it, in my opinion, closer, a bit closer, it should have been like that. And like Psyduck's head looks more like an actual duck. So I'm not sure. I mean, they've probably made other models and chose these ones for a reason. You know, I'm sure these were not all the first models, and they were like, all right, you made a model, that's it, you know? Like, they probably have multiple models that they were fooling around with and decided on these, and I'm wondering if the reasons have anything to do with the Uncanny Valley. Like, maybe they looked weird when they were a bit more closer to their cartoony counterparts, you know? I'm not sure if maybe they chose it for the reason where it looked better fitting in with the environment as opposed to as a Pokemon in real world.
The guy that did those realistic Pokemon, he's been doing it for like 5 or 6 years. He was on board as like an artist, and he helped design some of these characters. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yep.
Do you know who the artist is?
I'm trying to pull up his name right now.
I didn't hear anything about that, or maybe I did, and it's just lost in memory. I like how the Bulbasaurs just like waddle, they walk, and that makes me think if they were running, they'd probably hop, like that Venusaur in Let's Go. But I guess when they walk, they just normal walk.
Yeah, and I mean they are based on frogs, so his name's R.J. Palmer. What is his? I remember him on DeviantArt. What is his name on DeviantArt?
And now I wonder why Nintendo chose him. I mean, did they choose him and the art styles because their assumption was that people really liked his renders?
Yeah, apparently they just looked up realistic Pokemon on the internet, and he showed up as one of the first things. So, Arvalis, that's his name.
Arvalis?
Arvalis. Arvalis on DeviantArt. Yep.
I'm looking at this art of R.J. Palmer. I think that's his website, and he's got okay. It doesn't look exactly the same as in the movie. Like the Bulbasaur looks different. The Bulbasaur in his artwork looks a bit more like an iguana, maybe. But they still look awesome. I'm completely fine with Pokemon looking different if it's in like an adaptation, because in my head it's like an alternate universe. In which case it definitely is an alternate universe.
Oh yeah,
the Mr. Mime. I like the Mr. Mime in his artwork. How it looks like a frog. The Mime Junior looks like a tadpole. Even there's an almost scientific or biological reason for certain things, like this Frostlass. It's a bug, but the way it's shaped looks like it's version from the games. So I don't know, it's really neat. I remember seeing these, but they were so long ago that I don't remember them. Unless he made some new ones. I love how the Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar, they're bats. And, and it's like the floating hands are just like the arms are more of a thinner membrane, and I know it's really hard to explain it.
Which I've seen the Ghastly line. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
If anyone listening to this wants to check it out, I'm looking at RJ-Palmer. That's PALMER.com, and his artwork is on there of these Pokemon, and these are not necessarily. Or they really aren't what we're going to see in the movie. This is just his artwork. And I have no idea if Nintendo was like, yeah, we can't go this realistic. But this seems more to me like an attempt at defining them and making them real animals, like as close to real life animals. Which is
they're
also
actually
neat.
Animals, yeah.
Yeah, like the animals we're familiar with, and he gave them like different colors and sizes and different tweaks to make them look like Pokemon. So that's a really neat twist on that. But anyway, back to the actual movie. What did you think of the trailer?
I honestly, at first, I was kind of like, oh, it kind of looks, eh. And then as soon as I like the little dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun, dun, and all that, just the little music notes and stuff. And then of course the fact they had that me and you and me song and stuff.
They did.
And I didn't really like it until Ryan Reynolds spoke as Pikachu, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's perfect for this. It's so great, and I that's all I can say about it. It just looks so interesting now. It's so weird, but it's so cool, and I'm so excited to see it.
So
like all
is... No, continue.
I'm just Mr. Mime especially. It's just like you look so creepy, but you look so realistic. It's what makes it so creepy. It's just like, how do you imagine Mr. Mime in the real world? Well, it's that right there. He is missing his rosy cheeks, though. I noticed that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't have the rosy cheek spots.
I like the way he looked. It was funny.
Yeah. It just looks like some weird, creepy bald dude.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
What is with Hollywood putting in the beginning of movie trailers little, like, slowly paced jingles to, like, suddenly...
I know.
It's like... That just gave me Harry Potter vibes, and I was like, really? We're doing this again? Okay. It's like, I don't know. But it works, but it's just obvious, but it works. It's almost like they're trying to make another Harry Potter out of this or something. I'm like, okay, whatever. But it looks good. It looks like something I'm going to enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's... I mean, it looks like it's faithful to the games, but regardless if it's faithful or not, it just seems like it's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah, and all those little details, like Mr. Mime having an invisible barrier, it shows they're paying attention to the source material because it says right in his Pokédex description that's what Mr. Mime does, and they're interrogating him, and they're known to be tricksters and con artists to start with, so they're really paying attention to the source material. And I really do have faith that this movie will be one of the first good video game movies ever.
It's strange
because there's only a handful.
It's strange that Mr. Mime doesn't talk, though. I mean, I know he's a mime, but even in the games, he has a cry, and in the anime, he says Mr. Mime. So it's like, but I guess that's one of their adaptation changes. Yeah. Plus,
I mean, since it is a more realistic version, I mean, it would make sense that he'd literally be a Mr. Mime. So I mean. So
I just love the bit when he tells him to like shove it and
and he's just like, I push people away because I can't handle my issues. He's telling you to shove it. And he's just like thumbs up some. Just the stupid.
I like how he's like miming sitting down too.
Yeah, dude, he just kicks his leg up and has it's great.
I mean cool. that just reminds me of the Pokemon Adventures manga where in the story that they had with the. What was the city that Silphco was in? Saffron? Was it
Saffron? Yep.
Okay, yeah. They had like a Mr. Mime on. They had like 4 Mr. Mimes, and they were putting like a barrier around the entire city. And it's just like I completely forgot that Mr. Mime has that ability to actually make things out of like I don't know what he like changes the vibration in the air to make it like solidify or something. Some kind of scientific reason behind Pokemon. Not that it really needs it, but it's always nice. There was something else. Oh yeah, one of the screenshots or in the trailer in the background there was people dressed in different outfits. It was like when you see this giant Gengar balloon and people were messing with it. A couple of people looked like they were wearing Squirtle themed outfits, and I was like, Squirtle Squad. But there was a couple of other thematic outfits too. It looked like some people were wearing purple, so I was like, oh, maybe it's a Gengar outfit, or I didn't know what to make of that, but I remember screen capping it and posting it online and just being like, Squirtle Squad represent. But nobody commented on it or anything as usual. But Jigglypuff, a fluffy Jigglypuff looked weird too, because Jigglypuff's supposed to be a balloon. So what is it, a fluffy balloon?
I know, it's like she's so cute, but I like the only thing that should really be hairy is that tuft of hair. You're right. Like that's weird that she'd be a hairy balloon.
Because she's a balloon Pokemon, and she inflates and deflates, at least according to Smash Bros. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what that.
Well, and the games too. I mean, they're able to expand like that. So
really, which I don't remember.
I think it's more in the newer ones. I know Wigglytuff especially said they literally have competitions to see who can inflate themselves the most. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I know in the Pokemon Adventures manga, Green uses it to fly away. Or more like parachute, because she uses Blastoise to fly away. Imagine that. But I think she uses Jigglypuff as some kind of balloon, whether it's to hover in place. I don't think she uses it to fly away. I'm not sure. Yeah, and Green, speaking of Green, so Green in the English manga is blue in the original manga because Green and Blue were swapped because they got red and green and we got red and blue. So our rival was named Blue, whereas in Japan their rival was named Green. So in Pokemon Adventures they took, I don't know if it was a scrapped female protagonist idea or a scrapped NPC, but it was some kind of almost like a lass, or it might have been a scrapped lass design or something. But they took that and made it into a third character, and they named it Green, or Blue in Japan, since Green was their rival. So, which explains why whenever we see Red and Blue in the Pokemon games, Blue is wearing green. Like in Sun and Moon, he was wearing green. Did you ever notice that?
I did not notice.
Yeah, he had green pants, because in Japan his name is Green, but for us his name is Blue. So, something that I feel like people keep mixing up that I wanted to clear up was in the games, Green doesn't exist. Instead, we got a character named Leaf, who was a female protagonist. Yep. So her name was Leaf. So what the Pokemon Adventures manga winds up doing was they took Green, or again, Blue in Japan, and they gave her an updated design. So I guess over time she just changed her outfit like normal people do. And her name is still Green in the manga, and for us, it's a new character. So we actually don't have a Green in the games.
Well, we do now, and Let's Go.
Not if they're going to keep her name as Leaf. That's what I'm saying. Point. If it's Leaf from Fire Red, Leaf Green, then they'll keep it as Leaf. If it's a new character that's designed after Leaf, then maybe it's going to be Green. But I don't know. See, I'm not sure how they're going to approach this because Fire Red and Leaf Green were remakes of the same story. So technically, they could just call her Leaf again. So it'd be Red, Blue, and Leaf. It's just strange how two of them are colors and one of them is not.
Yeah.
Like, where's the character named Fire? I'm still waiting for... Well, I guess this technically is. I was going to say, like, I'm waiting for the Thunder Yellow remake, but this pretty much is it. So, who's your team going to be in Let's Go?
I'm not getting it.
What?
No, I thought we talked about this. I'm not excited.
Did.
Oh wait, I talked about this with Ryan. I'm not getting it. Yeah.
Oh no. I'm going to get Pikachu, and then I'm probably going to try to use 3 starters. Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle. I'm going to get the Pokeball Plus item, or whatever it's called, that has the Mew in it. And so I need room for one more member on the team. I'm thinking of Meltan, because it'll be a Steel type. But I haven't decided yet, because Gen 1 is filled with so many awesome Pokemon, and I just cannot choose.
Dragonite.
Maybe. I thought about that too. I'll see. I'll have an electric. I'll have a grass poison. I'll have a water. I'll have a flying fire. And I'll have a psychic. So, I mean, I'm still missing a bunch, but I mean, I could choose something. I don't know. I'm tempted to like get a Weasel, but it's not going to be in the game. I just want to like use it after seeing it and go. Because it is pretty adorable. So, was there anything else we wanted to discuss before we went on to the comments or / questions?
We hadn't talked about the Black Friday stuff yet.
Right. So let's dive into that real quick, and then we'll tackle some questions. I had it open. Here we go. Yeah. So I'm going to be reading off of IGN's article, so credit to them. Their article is called The Best Black Friday 2018 Sales at Walmart, so it sounds like these are all from Walmart. They have a couple of bundles. I have the Nintendo Switch Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle for $299, but a Switch is already $299. But I guess because this comes with Mario Kart, so it's like you're getting a free game. They have a Nintendo 2DS Super Mario Maker bundle for $79. Is anybody buying the 2DS?
Some people are.
Okay.
I don't see the appeal.
I can see the appeal for younger kids.
Yeah.
One,
I like just being able to fold my game up, so that's...
Yeah. One, it's cheaper at this point, and two, it's like... It could be like baby's first game, almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to say that it's a baby system, but I mean, the 3D is supposedly harmful on kids' eyes, and the way it looks kind of has a Fisher-Price feel to it. Although I have seen some sexy, slick 2DSs. I just don't remember. I think it was on a Nintendo Direct once before. Reggie had I was like, oh, that looks awesome, but it's a 2DS. I mean, why not? I like using the 3D sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we got an Xbox One X. I guess I'm not up to date with Xbox. For $399. There's a couple other bundle stuff on there. There's a Sony PlayStation 4 Slim 1TB with Spider-Man for $199. Some gaming laptop. I don't know really anything about it. And so we have our $35 games. And I'm not going to read through every single game, but I guess Alpha and I will just pick out some ones that we're really excited about. I know for me, I liked Pokémon Tournament on the Wii U, but I never completed it in the sense that I never unlocked the Shadow Mewtwo because I had the card for him. I unlocked regular Mewtwo, but I didn't finish the tournament. Not that I couldn't, but I just didn't finish it. I think I got caught up in other games. But Pokémon Tournament is on here for $35, and that's a good price.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, 50 right now or 60?
60.
35.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, that sounds good too for 35.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'd get ARMS, but that doesn't come with all the DLC. I don't know, was the DLC free for ARMS?
I want to say it was. I'm pretty sure it was free updates. If not, that sucks. But I'm pretty sure it was free.
And so...
I mean, kind of like Splatoon.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Because I think even Splatoon had some kind of payable set of sorts.
Yeah, like the Octo expansion and stuff, yeah.
So, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is on here, and I've been wanting to play that, but I also have been wanting to get the special edition version of it if I could find it anywhere. So, if I could somehow get the special edition for $35, I'd be jumping on that. Was there any for you that stood out here in the $35 games?
Definitely Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and ARMS. I will definitely be either picking those up or requesting for those for Christmas and my birthday. So... And if I want to wait for Spyro Reignited to come to the Switch, so I'm going to hold off on that. I may buy Starlink Battle for Atlas because that game looks really cool, especially with the Star Fox team on it. That's like the best reason to buy it on the Switch.
Excuse me, I'm not yawning because I'm bored or anything. I'm yawning because I'm legitimately tired. But I'm trying to find out are these all for Switch, or no, they can't be because Shadow of the Tomb Raider is not on Switch. So is that Spyro Reignited Trilogy? That's for PS4 and Xbox.
Xbox One, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't come to the Switch yet. It just got leaked on Best Buy UK a couple months back, so it's coming. It just hasn't come yet.
So here's where my mindset is currently when it comes to gaming consoles. Since I'm in the midst of preparing to move down to Florida for work. I'm going to be moving... I'm not going to be taking everything in my house. I'm going to be taking a few things. And so in terms of gaming, I'm planning on bringing my Switch and my PS4. And I actually do want to bring my Super NES Classic because I'm thinking of playing Mario Kart... not Mario Kart, Super Mario... Why did I say Mario Kart? I got Mario Kart, right? I was planning on playing Super Mario RPG at some point, and... There's a couple other games on there I'd like to play. But basically, when it comes to plane flights and any trips I gotta make, I'm thinking the Switch would be the easiest to play. But, I mean, depending on the apartment setup, the TV could be right there. I don't know. But that's my mindset. So when I see something like Spyro Reignited Trilogy, I think to myself, do I want to wait for it on the Switch so I can carry it around with me when it comes to going on the plane or on a train or bus or wherever I gotta go? Or do I want to get it on the console and just only play it when I'm home? So, then I guess real quick, we got the $25 games. The Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy jumps out to me. I heard Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle is really good. I just haven't played it. I'd be down $25. Hey, I'd be down maybe. God of War I already have, and that's amazing. Dragon Ball Fighters I have for PS4, and I love that. Anything else popping out? Anything popping out for you?
Or Alpha. Crash stood out to me too. I may pick that up. I don't know, but it definitely stood out to me. And same thing with Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That would be pretty cool. Besides that, nothing really. Like, I do like the Lego games. Those are pretty cool. Not a big fan of, like, I do play Call of Duty with my brother, but I'm just not going to dump money on it. Dragon Ball Fighters looks pretty cool, but again, trying to save money. So, just want to buy the games I really want. Rocket League would be cool, but again, crappy Wi-Fi. I feel like I couldn't use that to its full extent. So that's, pretty much just Crash and Mario Rabbids are the ones that stood out in the $25 range.
Okay, and then there's the $17 games. Super Mario 3D Land I've been meaning to play. I'm assuming, 3DS games. Super Mario 3D Land I've been wanting to try out. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, I'm recommending that personally because I love Ocarina of Time. And Alpha, you told me before, apparently you've told me in the past, I probably just completely forgot it with all the Smash hype, that you've never played a Zelda game before. And you said the first one you wanted to play was Majora's Mask. But I honestly think if you had to go between Ocarina and Majora's Mask, you should go with Ocarina because some of it, or I should say a lot of it, is a bit more linear. So it'll be easier for you to, I suppose, adjust and get used to it. And there's a lot more you can do without a player's guide, I feel like, unless I'm just stupid and I need a player's guide for Majora's Mask. It's a very non-linear game. And Ocarina of Time is pretty linear in the sense where it's like you got your river over here, you got your mountain over here, and you got your desert over here, and you kind of they tell you, oh, go to the Gorons, and it's like, well, I guess I'm going to Death Mountain. Whereas in Majora's Mask, it's like, you need to stop the moon from falling. There's 4 temples.
Good luck.
There's 4 temples. Go ahead. So I don't know. What else?
It's just more defined pathways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, why is Dragon Ball Fighters under the 3DS game selection? I don't think it's on the 3DS. Huh. South Park: The Fractured Butthole I've been wanting to play, but I also wanted to get the special edition. Resident Evil Biohazard? Well, I'm confused. This is 3DS? Or it just says some excellent 3DS games are a part of the Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a mix. Okay. So I guess that Fighters is for the non-Switch consoles. And Resident Evil Biohazard, assuming that's Resident Evil 7, I personally highly recommend it. My game of the year last year, even though I didn't really talk about it anywhere because I didn't, but it was pretty much tied between Resident Evil 7 and Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I don't know. Forgetting my years, but anything else pop out there for you on the $17 game list?
I probably will pick up Ocarina of Time by your recommendation, and since we're recommending games, I do highly recommend Super Mario 3D Land. It is a great,
I might actually get
great
that.
3DS game. It's so good. It was one of the. It's the first Mario game I'd played in a long time, and I absolutely loved it. It's just a great game, and 3D looks so cool in it. It kind of is disorienting at times because there are certain ways, like you're on the map and you have to turn 3D on to get a better perspective. But it's really cool how they incorporate it. I may pick up Animal Crossing New Leaf. I might.
I have that, and it was fun.
Interesting.
Just remember, there's a new one coming out, so if you want to check out Animal Crossing, it is a good entry into just feeling it out and seeing what it's like. Okay. I will say, though, in terms of new 3DS games for me, I have the problem of having to sit near an outlet because my 3DS's battery is kaput.
Yeah.
And there was one other thing on this list that popped out to me, I believe, but Oh, well, whatever. I can't find it. And last but not least is the $12 games. And, Red Dead Redemption, I really enjoyed that. It's strange that Resident Evil Biohazard for PSVR is cheaper. I don't know. I never played any PSVR. Fallout 4 is apparently popular, but I haven't played it. And I don't think there's anything else on this list that really pops out to me personally.
Yeah.
How about you?
Not really. I have played Injustice Ultimate Edition, and that's cool. But the rest, it's just kind of
and that's not
shooting cow-pows.
And that's not to say anything bad about the games on these lists. It's just personally, myself and Alpha, these games didn't. Some of them don't pop out to us. Some of them do. You guys can take a look again. The article is called "The Best Black Friday 2018 Sales at Walmart." It's on IGN. You do a quick Google search for that. That's how I found it, because Alpha knew where it was, and he told me. So you guys can take a look at this yourself. There's a couple things I didn't mention. Actually, there's a lot of things I didn't mention in terms of games and like the gaming PCs and bundles and stuff. But anyway, we are almost done here, folks. We're just gonna we're just gonna
we're gonna talk over each other.
We're gonna answer a couple of questions, and again, the only people who ask those questions is one person, and that's our MVP, Omni Alpha. We had missed a couple of those questions, and I really hope I didn't miss any, but I'm looking at 2 right now from episode 24 and episode 25. And unfortunately, both Rickett Ryan and Papagenos were unable to join us this week, so if we get a chance to next time they join us, we could try to bring it up to them. It'll give us something to talk about with them. But so for episode 24, was that right? Episode 24, I think it was, because it's not showing me. Omni Alpha says, after the direct, I don't trust Papagenos' source. So I was talking about this with you before, Alpha, and I think this also goes hand in hand with what we were talking about earlier, where just like, I guess nobody really knows for sure, but maybe something like whoever Papagenos' source is, who works at Microsoft, I'm thinking that maybe they saw a Minecraft Steve like me outfit and maybe assumed that was a character, or maybe I'm thinking of a different leaker, but perhaps that's what Hitagi or whatever his name was saw, and perhaps Banjo-Kazooie are going to be playable, and so I'm really not sure. I'm not going to write it off just yet, but really my focus in terms of trustable leakers at the moment is Vergiben. The most, and
for sure.
Yeah. So he says, I'm so glad it wound up fake. Sakurai hasn't sold out. I mean, the Grinch leak I don't see us selling out.
Oh yeah, it's fan service through and through. I mean,
for.
And you used to have the Sakurai pick with Mock Riders, so
yeah.
But it would have been a great roster if that had happened. But I do still like Kennen and Cinnamoroar. I just wish that Banjo and Gino were in this too, and I'm really interested to see how Chorus Kids would play now. So
yeah, I'm actually surprised we didn't get a Shadow Echo fighter.
I know.
It would have been pretty easy. He's basically Sonic with a teleport instead of a spring. I think that would have been it pretty much.
Yeah, and that gives me hope for Tails to be DLC, though, because why would you not add another Sonic that was that easy to do? So I feel like Tails could definitely happen as DLC.
I'm just waiting for Sakurai to blow us all away by making one of the DLC characters one of the assist trophies, so we can all be like, oh my god, this opens the doors!
I feel like the only one who would do that is Waluigi, honestly. I don't see anybody else having that honor.
I also don't want to see no more Echo Fighters. I want to see them come with new fighters.
True.
Like, I don't want a fighter pass to include an Echo Fighter as one of the 5 DLC fighters, but I would love to see Echo Fighters included in addition, or a separate fighter pass or fighter price for like a cheaper option to just grab like a just for the sake of example, like Shadow or something. Then he says, I'm assuming he's talking about Shantae. Pike Ball should be her down special. Fireball and Flamethrower, her neutral B, switching between depending on if you tap or hold. And I thought of something like that. Maybe I didn't mention it, I was thinking about the timing of holding, and I wasn't sure if it'd be too complicated or not, but then again, they have something similar for Rio, and I guess now can.
Yeah.
So I do like that idea, based on how long you hold B. What I'm thinking of is maybe they'll signal which one you switch to based on how long you hold it down. Like maybe there'll be a spark, or like maybe she'll do some kind of action to kind of let the player know, okay, she's powering up her down B to the fireball and then the flamethrower or something like that. And then he said, yes, Shantae has a scimitar drop, or scimitar, or scimitar, or scimitar. Scimitar.
Centaur.
Scimitar! And so that was for episode 24 and episode 25. He says, last episode you guys talked about a few mobile games. I was wondering if either of you, or Ryan, if he's there next week, which unfortunately he couldn't make it this week, played Dragalia Lost, played Dragalia Lost or any other lower profile mobile games. I keep seeing the ad for Dragalia Lost. I may or may not eventually try it out. I mentioned before I picked back up Sonic Forces Speed Battle. It was the Halloween event that got me back into it, because I had actually had something to try to do, which was unlock Rouge and Shadow. And Pokemon Go, on and off, I used to be heavily on Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, but lately I've just been playing the story updates and nothing else more. And anything else I didn't mention, I guess isn't worth mentioning, because I must have forgot it. I like to play sometimes wordscapes. It's like almost like a crossword thing where you have to guess the word. There's no hint to the words, you just kind of got to guess them. They give you a word, but all the letters are jumbled around, and you have like a crossword-esque setup where you have to come up with as many words you can made of those letters. So it's neat. I thought it was really odd that level 666's word was warship. It was, when I saw that, I was like, no way. And I posted that on Instagram, and like nobody said anything, and I was just like, I have no followers. But I was like, come on, somebody has to see how crazy that is. Like, who made this game? The devil? No, it could have just been a joke too, but whatever. Do you play any mobile games, Alpha?
Not currently. I have played a good bit in the past. I have a sorry phone, and so I have had to delete all of my apps that were mobile games. I was big into Disney Crossy Road for a while. Obviously, I'm a big Disney fanboy, wanting Sora and Smash, and it's Crossy Road. I was big into Crossy Road, and ended up taking that off my phone, and ended up getting Disney Crossy Road later, and I was just like, I love this. It's Crossy Road, but with Disney, and I love this. And I also downloaded Disney Emoji Blitz, which is literally just Bejeweled with Disney characters as emojis, and it made me very happy because the very first character I unlocked was Stitch, and so I was obviously thrilled about that. But that was just such a fun little game. I killed so much time on that game. That's one of my favorite mobile games. And of course, when Angry Birds came out, I was big into that. So I've played mobile games like that over the past. Touched Pokemon Go for a while. Have crappy service where I'm at, so I couldn't get anything, so I just deleted it. Mm-hmm. So I don't currently have any games, but I have played some in the past. So
yeah. So I'm just looking at my phone real quick. I have Puzzle Fighter on here, which I never played because it never worked for me. Every time I opened it up, it would just not load it. And I wrote to the customer support on Twitter, I think. I might have even emailed them, I don't remember, like twice. And I got no response, and I was like, I guess I'm never going to play this game. And then I think it recently got shut down anyway. So it's like, wow, I never got to play that game. I just never deleted the app off my phone. I have NXBNV. I think that's like a Naruto cross. Naruto Ninja Voltage. I must have played that like once. I have Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which I eventually got a little bit bored of. Fire Emblem Heroes, which I was big into at one point and then kind of fell out. Digimon Links, which was very money hungry, and I don't know, it got a bit annoying after a while. And Sonic Runner's Adventure, which I play on and off. Sometimes I'll pick it up, sometimes I'll put it back down. And then just other notable mentions are South Park Phone Destroyer, which was, played that for a little while, it was neat. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, which I dislike how they basically cut everything in half, like the field size, I think the hand size, the deck size, the life point count, and I just want an actual, like, full-blown Yu-Gi-Oh! Game on the go. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Miitomo, Pocket Mortys, Pokemon Duel, Sonic Jump, Sonic Dash, Sonic Runners, Mario Run, I think that was just the demo, Final Fantasy X Vias, Girl Jail, which was this funny, like, one-level thing I found that was neat, Worms 3, which I got when it was free, and I don't think I ever played it, and Trivia Crack.
Trivia Crack was fun, too. Yeah. I had that for a while.
So pretty much all those games I just mentioned, like, I really don't even touch anymore. Except for Wordscapes. I don't know if I said that. They're, like, in their own folder. So really the only ones I play right now are Pokemon Go. I think there was another one I said. Pokemon Go, and then on and off. Lately my on and off were Kingdom Hearts, Sonic Forces, and Wordscapes. And yeah, so aside from that, he says, for example, besides the Nintendo games, I play Monster, Super League, and Honkai Impact. I'm not sure what those are, but I suppose maybe they're worth looking into. And he also says, what's your favorite Halloween time candy? For me, Reese's.
Reese's are amazing. Oh my goodness, yes. The white chocolate Reese's.
I think I had that for the first time recently, and I was like, this is good.
Reese's-ently? Huh?
Reese's!
But yeah, any chocolate I'm a fan of.
I love chocolate. Twix are pretty good too. Kit Kats are good. M&M's.
Kit Kat.
I
Snickers.
love chocolate.
Yes.
Snickers.
I have to ask you, because this is one of the most polarizing candies. Are you a fan of candy corn?
Yeah, sometimes. I'm not against it, but I'm not like super gung ho about it. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah, all right, this is fine. I could eat this for a little bit.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can't eat a lot of.
Yeah,
it's good like once in a while.
Really too much when you eat too much of it. And I think
it's just straight sugar, so
yeah, colored sugar. And I think that's pretty much it for today. I wanted to give a shout out to someone who followed me on Tapas as promised. They subscribed to Spirit Legends, my comic, which you can as well if you check out the links down below. I want to give them a shout out, but then when I looked at the profile, it didn't look like they were following my comic, but then it still says that someone extra is following, so I have no idea if this person is still following me or not, but I'm going to give them a shout out anyway. Their name is Sierra. It's Seira. So thanks, Sierra, for subscribing to Spirit Legends, and I hope you didn't unsubscribe. Yeah, as always, you can tweet to us, which nobody ever does, or comment with the hashtag GGGaming for any questions or comments. And Alpha, where can they find you?
As always, you can find me here on YouTube and on Twitter, both Alpha Stoutland, and if you can find me on Discord, I'm there as that as well.
Alrighty, cool. And for me, the info is below. I go by multiple names online, so just take out the links. If you're watching this on YouTube / listening to this on YouTube, then you know where my account is. I hope, unless somebody stole this. Alright. Alright. The Grinch who stole my podcast. Alright, guys, that's it. Take care. See you next week.
Guys.
Bye.
Centaur.
Scimitar.